Amazing. So welcome everyone to this Healing 2024 workshop. I know it's a bit early in December, maybe to start thinking about year-end review and setting intentions, but I'm flying out to Spain tomorrow. Oh, Jay's saying I can't hear anything. What about the rest of you guys? Can you hear me? Let me know if anyone else. Yeah, Ginger can hear, right? Okay. Well, if someone can hear, Blue Topaz can, yeah. If someone can hear, then yeah. Uh, I don't know why you can't hear me, Jay. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for letting me know. So yeah, I know it's a bit too early in December to start doing this workshop. I would have waited a bit longer, but yeah, I'm flying out to Spain tomorrow for my Christmas break. So yeah, I thought I would save the last day before my holidays to share this space with you guys. And by the way, today the focus of today's session is going to be all about setting intentions. So you know that if you have come to my previous workshops, you know that I normally share a lot of tools, a lot of insights. That's normally a talk and then a meditation, or we do tapping on things like that. I don't want this workshop to be me talking. I want this to be about you guys setting intentions, being very intentional with what you want to do the rest of the year, what you want to do with what you want to leave behind, and how you want to start 2025. So I'm going to be just sharing some prompts for self-reflection. Then we're going to do the fire ceremony, and then we're going to do the Theta Healing Meditation, where you can just relax and just allow the healing to happen. So a few questions. I did this yesterday, by the way, and although I will probably do it again. And yeah, for the people joining now, this is going to be recorded. I will upload it to my channel. So again, if it feels too early in the year, you can always do it again. Take the notes, take the questions for self-reflection, and if you want to do it on, in a different moment where you're going to feel more space, or you can just see it and meditate, feel free to do so as well. And for today, just make a cozy space if you want to, bringing some candles or some crystals, wrap up if it's cold where you are. Just make sure that you're in a beautiful space. Kind of like the idea of today is to create that sacred space to set intentions, and not to think about the logical mind, but to really connect within, from a deeper point of view. So do whatever you need to create that space, whether that's today live with all of us, or watching the recording. Play some music in the background, essential oils, anything that works for you. So we're going to start kind of doing a bit of a year-end review, just starting to become aware of what has happened in 2024, because I can't believe that we're doing this already. I can't believe it's December already. I don't know for the rest of you guys, but for me, 2024 is definitely flying. Went very quickly. So the first question I'm going to invite you to reflect on is, just from an observer point of view, what has happened in the year? Not reacting to any events, not engaging with them, not judging if it was good, it was bad. I know that when we do that, people immediately will say, or when I ask, what do you want to leave behind in 2024? What you don't want to bring to the new year? And people will be like, all of it, let's burn it. It was a terrible year or a good, without judgment, just what happened. You can go back to the beginning of the year, January, February, March, the winter, then the spring, the summer, any important events. When I was doing this yesterday, what was very helpful for me was to look at the calendar, because I always write down what I'm doing, any important events, trips, holidays, any classes I do. The pictures as well. I went through through the pictures from the year, and yeah, so lots of day trips, and yeah, obviously for me, getting pregnant this year has been a big thing. So yeah, so go through the calendar, go through the pictures, or just, you know, start reflecting on what happened in 2024. The reason why I recommend to go through the calendar or through pictures is because very often, I'm sure that as you're doing this and if you're writing down some things already, we tend to remember the unpleasant events. And I promise you, if you go through the calendar, if you go through the pictures, or if you sit down and go month through month, there will also there will be some experiences or some moments that you might have forgotten. So yeah, for the sake of not making this workshop super long, I'm gonna give a minute or two for each of the questions we have for self-reflection. But what I would invite you to do is to take them with you, so you can spend more time reflecting on your own when you have more time. And of course, any questions, or if anything, if there is anything that you would like to share in the comments, feel free to share it with me. So yeah, so what has happened? What has happened in the 2024 from an observer perspective, from a neutral point of view? What has happened? Oh, glad you can hear me now, Jay. Hello, Colbert, welcome. Yeah, I can see more and more people joining, so welcome everyone who has joined halfway through. Yeah, take your time to create that space. Hello, Elena, welcome. AJ saying deep spiritual growth. That's a great theme for the year. Beautiful. I know it's been an intense year for many of you, for the ones who have been coming regularly to my sessions. By the way, thank you so much for your support in 2024. That was one of my highlights, all the Inside Time, the live sessions that I've done, and being with you, the community, and yeah. And I know for a lot of you, it's been an intense year, but also of a lot of growth and healing. So yeah, wonderful. Try to rephrase as fighting, not struggling. Interesting one, yeah. I handle some intense struggles and lots of change with more grace. Beautiful. Chasing been a hell of a year. Right, okay. We're gonna burn it in the fire ceremony. If you need to burn it, that's what we'll do, Jay. Um yeah, so get your candles ready. Right, okay. So now that we've seen what's happened in the year, I would like you to focus on what have been the highlights. What have been the highlights and what have been the worst moments? Maura, total shoulder replacement. Wow. I bet that was intense in terms of the recovery, and yeah. So hope you have recovered well, and that helped you whatever problem you might have had. So yeah, highlights and worst moments. And you can get as detailed as you like. You can choose one of each, three of each. Make a full list. Okay, and now what I'm going to invite you to reflect on is what led to these highlights or to the worst moments. And if this is something, for example, if one of the worst moments was the loss of a loved one, maybe there is not much to say about what led to it, because that's something that it's part of life, right? But I mean, especially for the highlights. So any key achievements that come to mind, any really, really good moments, what was going on before those events happen, in terms of your state of being, in terms of your attitude, in terms of your mindset, in terms of your emotions, in terms of what you were doing, your habits, your lifestyle. And same for the not so good moments. So stuff was both fearful and exciting. Yeah, sometimes there is that blend when there is something exciting, something to look forward to, something new. There is also that element of, oh, precisely because it's new, because it's big, because it's exciting, it can be a bit of fear there, which sometimes is just healthy fear, like a natural reaction. You know, fear is a natural emotion to change, and a natural instinct to change. It's normally to have that resistance. So yeah, sometimes there is a blend of that. When the fear becomes limiting, that's a whole different story, of course. Suffering. So that's interesting, because at the main theme was deep spiritual growth, but at the same time, something that came up was suffering. Good. Wonderful. Now, another question. What lessons have you learned in 2024? What are the main lessons? And this is key. This is key because very often, when we struggle, when we face challenges, when we think about the bad moments, but there is always a lesson in those ones, and in the good moments as well. But very often we learn through challenging experiences rather than the joyful ones, don't we? So yeah, so what are the main lessons you have learned in 2024? I shared mine in last week inside Timer. I didn't record that session in the end. Yeah, I said I was not going to record because it was more of an informal chat, and I didn't record it in the end. But yeah, if you were here, you remember I made a list of all the main lessons, the main healing lessons that I had learned in 2024, because that's always very rich and helps you see things with a different perspective. Because even in the bad moments, there is always a lesson to learn. There is always wisdom. Putting others first led to the worst. Yeah, so that is the key, to think about, right, okay, so worst moments, again, maybe some of them, you know, like an accident or the loss of a loved one might not have much to say about it. But sometimes if there is a bad moment in terms of feeling bad or having a crisis or something like that, sometimes there is a common pattern, and sometimes there is something that was happening right before that led to those situations. So yeah, putting other first didn't work for Jay. So maybe that's part of that should go to the list of lessons learned as well. Self-care for Maura, amazing. Yeah, I can imagine how that shoulder replacement, that lesson was about loving yourself, caring for yourself. Compassion for others and capital letters me. I love that because sometimes it's easy to be compassionate for others and kind to others, but we forget to do that with ourselves. So yeah, compassion, great lesson. I love that. Yeah. Karen is saying, sadly, I have learned to trust less in people. Instead, I have increased my faith in spirituality. That's great. Now, be careful with I understand what you mean, and especially with I think we discussed last week about the state of the world and yeah, how it's like going down, 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 and yeah, sometimes that resulting in you not having a lot of things in common with other people or not wanting to hang out with other people. So yeah, I understand what you mean. I would just say just be cautious because sometimes what we learn in terms of the decisions we make because of a bad experience can be limiting. So I'm not saying it is in this case. I'm just saying if something similar came up for other people, that kind of like decisions, yeah, make sure that it comes from a place of power. For example, if it's like I just want to focus on myself and my spiritual journey, and I don't have a lot in common with my old friends or whatever. Make sure that it comes from a place of power and not from a place of fear, as in I have had a bad experience, someone has let me down, therefore I'm never going to trust again, because that could lead to maybe closing up and yeah, blocking potential positive experiences. But yeah, trusting more in your spiritual journey sounds really good, Karen. Be kind to yourself is so important and want to take that over to 2025. Perfect. So we're going to be doing a bit of setting intentions for 2025 in a minute. So maybe, yeah, that's something you want to add to the list. My darkest night of the soul. It changed my way of thinking and keep changing. I couldn't do such changes myself. Yeah. When we go through such an intense a level of change or growth, it can be very, very intense. Those experiences, when everything, when everything goes wrong or your world gets turned upside down and everything seems to be falling apart. But then a lot of change comes from it, whether that's the way of thinking, whether that's your attitude, your beliefs. So yeah, not the most pleasant experiencing, not the most relaxing experiencing, but there is always growth in there. Amazing. Right, and final question before we moved on to the fire ceremony. What of these events, highlights, good moments, bad moments, neutral moments, what carries emotional intensity and needs to be let go of? And by emotional intensity, I mean if something happened, like if there was a breakup, for example, let's say, you could see that breakup as liberating and something that was needed and something that created space to find a wonderful new partner. Now, if it still carries emotional intensity in terms of intense emotions coming to the surface, I felt betrayed, I felt used, abandoned, so painful, still haven't moved on, still in contact with that person, all of that. If there is an emotional reaction, a strong emotional reaction to it, it means that there is something that needs healing still before closing that chapter. And that's what we're going to do in the fire ceremony and in the Healing Meditation. So really, really key one to identify what carries emotional intensity still and needs to be resolved or healed or cleared. Yeah, of course. And also, thank you for the question. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know if that's Cici. Tete, I'm really not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry, but thank you for the question because it's a big one. Before the fire ceremony, I'm going to repeat all the questions so you can work on them after with more time when you have, when you're in a quiet space, or maybe even closer to the end of the year, because we have a good 2 weeks or 3 weeks to go. So the questions were, what has happened in 2024? So going through that timeline starting in January. And for this, I would recommend that you go either through the calendar or looking at your pictures from a neutral, from an observer point of view. So we are not judging, we're not reacting, just as an observer, like just looking through the calendar or going visually through the different months and just events, small, big ones, important, not so important, everything that you can think of. Then what have been the highlights of 2024 and the worst moments of 2024? And once you have a list of the highlights and the worst moments, what led to these events? So prior to these events, what were you doing? How were you behaving? What was your mindset? What was your lifestyle? What were your habits prior to these events? Again, we're not trying to judge here. We're just trying to become aware of any patterns that might come up. The next question was, what lessons have you learned? Especially from the worst moments, because in those moments, in those challenges, in those difficult experiences, there is a lot of wisdom. So what is the knowledge? What are the lessons? What is the wisdom from those events? And the last question was, what carries emotional intensity still and needs to be healed or resolved or let go of, so you can close that chapter? So again, we're thinking about going through all those events, through the different months, through the different times of the year, and see if anything triggers an emotional response in you, an unpleasant emotion, discomfort, anger, sadness, upset, frustration, whatever comes to your awareness. Okay, my loves. Jason, I struggled with carrying what my colleagues think of me, as I have been off a lot. Yeah, the thing is that we worry a lot about what other people think. And the worst thing that we do is that we guess. And we have no idea what they're thinking about. And maybe very often, more often than not, the people we worry about and we're thinking, oh my God, they're probably thinking, you're saying, I've been off a lot. They're probably thinking, oh my God, and they should fire me, or, all these things. Those people are probably worrying about what you think about them or what other people in the office think about them. And I love a book that is called The 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. Really, really short book. Yeah, it's really wonderful. Very easy to read, very short, to the point. And one of the 4 agreements, so it's basically the idea that if you follow these 4 agreements or these 4 principles, there will be no suffering. One of the agreements is don't make assumptions. And we do this all the time. We make assumptions about what other people are thinking about us, about how other people might react if we have this conversation, about how people are going to behave if we do this or if we make this decision. And we have no idea. And very often they're just busy worrying about what people think about them or making assumptions about what other people are thinking about them or how we're going to react. So yeah, that's a really good one to revisit, definitely. And that idea in particular, that sometimes, very often, it's just the monkey mind. And we're assuming when we don't know what they're thinking. But I know that is a natural, a very common fear. So yeah, building that confidence and working on being present. And yeah, we've talked a lot about negative thoughts and overthinking in the sessions this year. So yeah, so calming down that monkey mind, because very often, more often than not, it's not right. They're not thinking what we think they are thinking. They don't react the way we think they're going to react, or the worst case scenarios that we come up with, that the monkey mind comes up with, very often end up not even being a possibility. So yeah, but we've covered a lot about those sessions, but something really good to be aware of that. Right, okay, so ceremony time now. Now here I'm going to invite you to create a beautiful space for you. So when I did this yesterday, I turned off the lights, lit up some candles, some oils. I had my stones with me, my shamanic medicine stones with me. I was doing some journaling. I had, I don't know what else. I had my some of my organite pieces, my pros, I don't know, things like that. Anything that creates that space for you to start setting intentions. Normally what I do, I'm gonna light up my candles now, because I haven't done so yet. And yeah, just light up the candles. And if you can grab either toothpicks or small pieces of paper, that's literally all you need. I know that fire ceremonies are great when done outdoors, and you know, with a group of people, around the big fire, with full moon, and you can set your intentions and share and create that sense of community. That is really wonderful. If you can do that, by all means, organize one with your friends, with your community. I used to do that where I lived before, and it was really great bringing people together, and that, of course, that in-person element of connection, and just, yeah, set intentions, being around the fire, letting the fire transmute your offerings, whether that was a piece of paper or leaves or sticks, or whatever. That's what the fire represents, rapid transformation. You put a bit of paper in the fire, and a few seconds later, it's ashes. The transformational power of the fire is incredible. So sometimes, rather than talking about what's wrong, what's not working, when we sit by the fire and just set intentions that way, and burn something that represents what we want to let go of, what we want to attract, I find it super, super powerful. And yeah, even though doing it full on with all the, you know, in person, in a group, with a big fire is amazing, all you need to do is light up a candle and have some yeah, either toothpicks like this, or small pieces of paper where you can write down your intentions and just let it burn. So what I'm going to invite you to do is to bring to your awareness 3 things, 3 words that represent what you want to let go of in 2024. So something that you want to leave behind, that you don't want to bring into 2025. And for that, you can grab your toothpick, or if you have a small piece of paper, you can write it down. For example, fear, anger, headaches, all job, all relationship, a part of you, I don't know, whatever comes up. And take your time to blow it into the toothpick or the piece of paper, setting the intention to let it go. And energetically, with the breath, we can do a lot of release already and getting it out of the system. So really set the intention, those 3 things, one at a time. And do it until it feels complete. And then when you're ready, use the candle, light it up, and just let it burn. I don't think I need to say this because you're all intelligent people here. But in case anyone is getting carried away or excited about this, but you're not in the right place to do it, better to wait a bit longer in a place where you know that you can put it down properly. Don't burn your hands, the tip of the fingers like I normally do. I have some Palo Santo here with me today, and I had it yesterday. If you have some sage handy, feel free to use whatever works for you. You can see the smoke is just the Palo Santo stick. No need to worry about my house burning down. Hi, Marcus. Welcome. Thank you for joining from Italy. Nice. Beautiful. And now we're going to do the same. This time, three words that you want to bring in, that you want to attract for the new year. And that could be positive emotions, that could be love, joy, compassion. That could be confidence, power, could be abundance, could be a theme for the year, could be, I don't know, family, friends. For me, what's been coming up recently, when I started thinking about 2024, and because 2024 had a theme for me, which was integrity. And I was looking, I'm looking down here because that's where kind of like my life map or vision board is, with the areas that are important for me, kind of like the goals or the direction that I set for 2024. And yeah, the key thing, so the thing at the center, the key word and the theme for the year at the center of it was integrity. And I've been thinking, oh, so I wonder what 2025 is going to be about. And immediately it came to me, passion. And I thought, that's unexpected. And considering I'm going to have a baby in early March, I don't know if it makes any sense at all. The theme for me in 2025 is passion, where I'm probably going to be sleep deprived and tired. Anyway, yesterday when I sat down in ceremony like today and picked one of my stones, which, by the way, let me know if you would like me to bring that to the first workshop in 2025, because I have my shamanic stones, so the medicine wheel, one for each stage, representing different things I healed, intentions, I said, messages from the stones. Sometimes I use it with my clients when they're lacking clarity or they're looking for a bit of inspiration or a bit of a message to get started with the process. So let me know if you would like me to bring that to one of the sessions in January in 2025, and we can do it. And we can do it here, and I can read the messages from the stones. So I picked one without seeing them. So not even trying to guess which one, and each one has a very different topic and a very different message. And the one I picked, again, said passion. And I thought, right, okay. So, and then I thought, maybe I should bring this to one of the sessions, because there seems to be something interesting here. So yeah, so again, the message repeated. So sometimes if you are setting intentions, if you're connecting, maybe a word keeps coming to you and it doesn't make logical sense, it doesn't matter. That's what ceremonies are for. So you can connect with the deeper part of yourself that is not the logical mind, that is not the monkey mind. And yeah, I guess 2025 then maybe it's a reminder, you know, to do things with passion and just to be passionate about everything I do, even if I'm tired, even though I'm going to have another priority, which is going to be taking care of a baby, but to not forget to have that element of passion in my life. So I guess that I thought, right, okay, if the stone randomly is saying this when I had that word already and I had doubts, it means that this is what we're going to go for. Hi, Caroline from Wales. Not able to do it properly, has been driving. I was just wondered where I could find your recording. These video sessions, I upload them to my YouTube channel. Some of the ones where I just record the audio are here on Insight Timer. So I have some meditations already similar to the one we're going to do in a second, but this full session with the video and all the instructions is going to be on Insight Timer. Okay, some people saying yes to the stone, so we'll do that. We're going to have a lot of fun in that session then. Great. The candles kept going out until I chose another word. Yeah, sometimes the candles are like, hello, pay attention to me. It's funny how that sometimes happens, or sometimes with one word, the flame is like super big, or one consumes very quickly and one takes longer. That's the thing that here, of course, you're hearing me talking, and maybe you're driving, maybe you're on the go, maybe you're in, you know, your family is around, but if you take that to a space where you can really concentrate and observe what's going on, that's really, really powerful. Oh, thank you, thank you, Kathy. Thank you. Freedom, lightness is still burning. Yeah, let it burn. Let it burn. It's an important one. So yeah, let it take its time. Okay, my loves. So yeah, just a bit of yeah, fine. Right. Okay. So yeah, so you can continue this process for as long as you need. You can take it to you to a place. You can take it with you to a place or a moment of time where you're going to be more available. But yeah, the idea is to really go within, set those intentions from a deeper place and not from the conscious mind. Kathleen saying, should we be burning what we want to bring in? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Both 3 of the things that you want to let go of and the 3 that you want to bring in. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, here, get creative with what you want to do. That maybe there is one that for whatever reason doesn't feel right to burn, and you feel like reflecting more about it before you do that. So yeah, feel free to bring. I really like to do these things with elements of nature, whether that's dry leaves that I pick up from the garden or from the park or the wood or the woods, whatever. Pieces of stick, yeah, that represent different things that may be called to you and invite for a conversation or for self-reflection. So yeah, why am I bringing in? Well, the idea here is that fire is transformation, so it's not about destroying, but about transforming. So when you burn something that you want to attract, it's kind of like setting the intention, creating the space for it, and inviting that transformation to happen, that change to happen. And then you set those intentions with no expectations, with no attachment to the outcome, which we discussed last week as one of my main healing lessons from the year. And not being attached to the outcome, just set your intentions, be your best, and yeah, and let the universe guide you, let the synchronicities happen. So I always like to burn both, what we want to attract and what we want to bring in. But like I said, if for whatever reason one doesn't feel right to burn, do whatever you feel called to do, because this is not like I mean, this is how we lead the ceremony or how I normally do it. Doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that another way to do it is wrong by any means. So be creative and just play with it and see what comes to you. Okay, my loves. So I'm gonna put out the candles now. And now my laptop is full of ashes. That was a good move. Oh dear. Anyway, and get ready for the meditation. We're going to do some healing now. So yeah, we've set intentions. We've done a bit of a year-end review. We've been trying to bring to our awareness, what's happened in 2024, so we can be intentional with what we want to let go of, with what is no longer serving us, what we want to bring into 2025, what's needed for 2025. And now it's time for you to just relax and tune into the Theta Healing that we are going to do. I'm going to play a bit of music in the background. And we're going to be mainly working on healing the 2024 timeline and integrating the wisdom from the year. Right, so I don't know if you can hear the music, because I have two microphones, one that I use for the live stream and one that I use to record. And I always think that the music is too loud. And sometimes when I ask here, you guys say, yeah, it's working. But then the one that records the video blocks out the background noise. So yeah, I don't know what you're going to be hearing this time in the recording. If you're not listening any music, if you can't hear any music at the moment, feel free to play your own music track if you have any meditation tracks or any nice music that you like to play in the background to relax. So if you have that already, just keep that going. Okay, my loves. So you turn to relax, whether that's sitting down or lying down. Just find a comfortable position where you can relax and just surrender for the next 15 minutes or so. And let's start by taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, if that feels right. Breathing in deeply into the belly, expanding the belly with each inhalation, allowing those muscles around the abdominal area to relax, the muscles around the rib cage, the chest, all the muscles involved in the breathing to move freely, expanding with each inhalation, contracting with each exhalation. Making each breath a bit deeper and a bit longer. Allowing more fresh air and more fresh energy into the body with each inhalation. And letting it all out with each exhalation. All the old, stagnant, coming all out with each exhalation. And as we do this deep belly breathing and we slow down the rhythm of the breath, we're letting the body know that it is safe to be here, that it is safe to relax, that it is safe to go into that healing and repairing mode. Allowing all the muscles in the body to relax, the muscles around the face, around the eyes, the corners of the mouth, softening, maybe even drawing a gentle smile if that feels right. Shoulders dropping, letting go of any weight that they might have been carrying. Arms resting each side of the body. You're going to have your hands on your lap, palms facing up or down, whatever feels better for you today. The spine feeling aligned. All the muscles between the neck and the lower belly moving freely with each breath. Legs feeling relaxed, grounded, heavy, grounding you into the floor, feet connecting you with the floor, with Mother Earth. And now visualize a torrent of pure white light coming all the way from the center of the earth towards the feet, coming up through the feet, up through the legs, up through the spine, opening up and energizing the whole energy field, all the energy centers, all the energy meridians, all the channels in the body, allowing the energy to start to move more freely. And allowing this torrent of pure white light to reach all the way up to the top of your head. And here at the top of your head, it forms a bubble of white light. And you see yourself stepping into this bubble of white light. And taking a deep breath, you allow it to become your vehicle and to start taking you higher and higher, up, 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 up. Out of the room you're in, out of the building you're in, continue to go up, 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 becoming lighter and lighter with each breath. Through the sky, through the clouds, feeling lighter and lighter. Coming out of the earth and into the star galaxy, continuing to go up, 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 feeling lighter and lighter with each breath, becoming more and more energy and less matter with each breath, elevating yourself more and more, going through different stars, different constellations, different dimensions, different layers of the universe, going up, 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 up. Until you reach a place where everything is pure white light. All you can see is a field of bright white light. It is a very pleasant experience to be here. You can feel the tingling of this energy against your own energy field. The energy here is of unconditional love, the highest vibration energy one could ever experience. Unconditional love. Here we are one with God, with the creator of all that is, one with the energy of creation. And here we are all connected with the universe, with one another. And just being here, surrounded by this energy of unconditional love and that sense of connection is healing. Just breathing deeply and slowly here, enjoying this moment. Upgrading your state of being, adjusting to this high frequency energy. Beautiful. And I'm going to invite you to bring to your awareness a timeline and see where the past and the future are for you. Some people, the past might be behind or to the left or down. Just feel where that timeline is. And elevating yourself, jump back into that first day of 2024, 1st of January of 2024. Hovering above the timeline, you are just an observer. You are not reliving any experiences or any moments. You are just an observer, flying high like an eagle, hovering and flying high, looking down and being an observer. And from here, we're going to ask God, the creator of all that is, to send the torrent of healing energy and unconditional love to that first day of the year, to that first day of 2024. And from there, you start to move forward into the year and allow this torrent of healing and unconditional love, like a shower of light, like a curtain, sweeping the whole timeline, day by day, month by month, week by week. You might notice that it stops at certain key moments and it takes a bit of time to heal, to transmute, to resolve those experiences. That's fine. Just allow it to continue moving forward. And we're going to take a few minutes to do this. Continuing to move that torrent of healing energy and unconditional love for the whole of 2024, coming closer and closer to the present moment, to today. And if there is anything, any moments, any experiences that require further healing, you can always come back to this moment. You can always connect with this healing energy anytime you need. And just bring the awareness to any sensations, anything going on for you in your inner world right now after that healing. See if anything feels different. And integrating the lessons, the wisdom from the year. Stepping into a different state of being to start 2025. Maybe more empowered, calmer, more joyful, more confident, kinder. All the moments that were healed, let space, having healed those unpleasant emotions or beliefs or experiences. So allowing those spaces to fill up with a new state of being. Whatever works for you, whatever is needed. Not judging if it's right or wrong, if it makes sense or not, just whatever comes to your awareness. And supercharging yourself with that new state of being. Taking a few deep breaths if that feels right, to allow and integrate that healing, to bring in more and more of that new state of being. And slowly bringing your awareness to that field of white light where we started this healing. Taking a couple of deep breaths here, enjoying this beautiful high frequency energy of unconditional love, that sense of connection, being one with God, with the creator of all that is, with the universe. Taking a deep breath, slowly start to make your way back down. Same way you came up here, down, 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 through different layers of the universe, leaving all those stars and constellations above you, coming down, down, down. Back to the earth, through the clouds, through the sky, becoming heavier and heavier as you start approaching the building you're in, the room you're in, and finally landing back in the physical body. Bringing your awareness to your feet, taking a few moments here to ground, connecting again through those roots of white light, that energy coming all the way from the center of the earth, and grounding the healing we have done into the physical body, into the physical plane, taking a few moments to really connect with Mother Earth, moving the feet if that feels right for you, planting the feet on the floor if that feels right, visualizing those roots of white light, connecting you deeply with the earth. Very important that we do this after Theta Healing. And when you're ready, you can start making any moves that feel right for the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers, the toes slowly. Maybe taking a deep stretch if that feels right for you. Just listen to your body, see what it needs. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and meet me back in the screen and this wonderful community. You are, of course, welcome to spend as long as you need in this state of relaxation, maybe continuing the healing. If that feels right for you, take your time. And I would definitely invite you to grab pen and paper and to write any insights, anything you might have seen or perceived from the healing, especially if there was anything that felt like needed a bit of a deeper healing or more exploration. Your new state of being, what that was about, what words came to mind. I'm going to stop the music now. And of course, I would love to hear from you in the chat, how that went, how was that experience? If you have any insights that you would like to share with the rest of the people here. And of course, let me know if you have any questions or if there is anything that you would like to share. I can imagine that everyone will be a bit zoned out at the moment. If you have followed if you were in a comfortable space where you could just relax and go into the meditation, you're probably a bit zoned out right now. That's perfectly fine. Maybe you fell asleep. That was perfectly fine as well. If that's what the body needed, that's what the body needed. The subconscious mind was still processing that though. So sometimes it's actually better when in these meditations people fall asleep, because then the conscious mind is not showing the resistance, it's not blocking it. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Janice. Thank you guys for joining. It's always my pleasure. So we're wrapping up the workshop now. That's what I wanted to share with you today. So as a recap for the people who joined halfway through, this is being recorded, by the way, so I will upload it to the YouTube channel, so you have the full session to do again, maybe later, like the last day of the year, whenever feels right for you, maybe in a different space, when you have more time for yourself, when you can create more of a sacred space in advance. But yeah, we did some questions for self-reflection around what's happened in 2024, the highlights, the worst moments, what led to those moments, the lessons learned, anything that still carries emotional intensity that needs to be let go of. We did the fire ceremony, which is something that you can do anytime you need. Anytime. I like to do that when I'm a bit stuck in the mind and maybe I need guidance or I don't know how to move forward. And it's like, right, let me just sit in ceremony and operate from a different place and not the logical conscious mind. And then the healing, you're going to have the Theta Healing, you're going to have the recording to do it as many times as you need. Oh, thank you for joining, Jazz. Even if it was late, you're always welcome to join. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm sharing your wishes, Jay, for everyone to have a wonderful Christmas, a happy and healing New Year. So yeah, so this is the last live session of the year, and I can't believe I'm gonna miss you guys. I haven't scheduled the next one for January, but it will be on the week of the 6th of January. And we're going to do a 2025 workshop to make sure that we start the year with the right state of being. So it's going to be similar to the one we did today, but it's going to be focused on getting clarity, creating that vision, that direction, what state of being is needed to get there, identify any blocks, the usual stuff. So yeah, so it will be a long session like the one today on the first week of January. So if you don't follow me and you like this session, make sure that you follow me here on Inside Timer so you can be notified of any next live events, recordings, courses. I have 3 courses here on Inside Timer that you're welcome to check out. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. I'm always happy to hear from you. A final reminder that if anyone wants to do one-on-one work with me, I'm going to be going on maternity leave around late February because the baby is due in early March. So what I'm doing at the moment, it's an intensive 6-week program. But if anyone's interested in that, you need to book your space now because we will need to start, the first week of January when I'm back at the latest. And after that, I'm going to be off until God knows when. Probably, definitely 2026. The rest of the year, I'm not going to be doing any one-on-one work. Towards the end of the year, I might start catching up with work, like maybe doing some sessions here, or maybe doing some group coaching or something like that. But yeah, my intention is to take those 9 months off and then come back in 2026 and God knows doing what. God knows. But yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your insights, your wisdom. Thank you for your reviews when you listen to my tracks, for your donations, for your messages. They're all very welcome and much appreciated. And if you have any questions, if you're facing any particular challenges, please let me know because I have lots of resources, lots of recorded tracks and courses here that I can share with you, lots of videos that I can share with you. So yeah, drop me a message. I always love to hear from you. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Maury, saying being a mom will bring many gifts. Yeah, hopefully, looking forward to it. Yeah, I know it's definitely going to be it's going to turn my life upside down. So uh yeah, but hopefully in a good way. And yeah, and as soon as I'm back, I will be sharing more of the journey. So yeah, also check out my profile. My website is there if you want to connect with me and learn more about the work I do, my approach, my background. And yeah. Oh, thank you, Carol. You're such a gift and deserve every blessing. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. What beautiful words. Thank you so much. Thank you for this session. Much health and love to you and everyone. Yeah, same to you and to everyone. So yeah. So I was gonna say goodbye, but no, I'm gonna say see you soon. See you next year. So I hope everyone has a really happy Christmas if you're taking time off. Enjoy, use that time to recharge and yeah, just to enjoy. Yeah, I wish you all have a very joyful end of the year and good start to the new year. So yeah, remember to set that time, to set intentions, to start with ceremony. So you start with the right food, with the right state of being. And I will see you early in January for more healing and yeah, more fun. So yeah, I've loved every session with you guys in 2024. So I'm definitely looking forward to more in the new year. Sending much love and light to everyone. Take care, my loves, and see you around. Bye bye.